Well, we're talking about horses getting bad luck draws, and the Elmac 2 Challenge Round 3. I think it's the turn of Surfer. He was 15 of 15 last time, and he's got 14 of 14 this time.
Must have done something wrong, right?
Yeah, he must have upset somebody. We mentioned this horse, talking about Jebel Ali, San Shuras. He was a Group 1 winner in South Africa. His first run here, he got beat by Gabriel, he needed to find himself. He didn't run a particularly good race that day, but since then, he hasn't won by far, but he's looked impressive. But he has beat 2 very lowly rated handicappers, and he hasn't been in tough races. Big step up in class. Apart from that, you've got horses like Joshua Tree making their first run here.
Yeah.
Pure Group 1 horse.
Side glance.
But, can I ask about Joshua Tree? Do you think he's having a run in this? He's doing a mighty cock. He's having a run in this, getting ready to go for the Gold Cup, because this to me looks too short for him.
Yeah, I think that could be the way. Definitely. Like you say, he runs a lot more distance. So I think there's a couple in here like that actually.
Cattle Mountain probably needed a little bit further, but he's an all-weather horse. I said before the last race, 10 furlongs could be too short for him. I actually didn't think the jockey was going to ride an extra furlong all by himself, which he pretty much did. It was a shocking ride. He was 5 wide the whole way. I think he ran over 21, was it lengths or metres?
Do you know what I think about that? I think it could affect that horse.
It was an awful ride.
I really think the horse could have lost his confidence.
It was an awful ride.
Yeah.
African Story was second to Prince Bishop last time. Prince Bishop's back in the race as well.
Yeah.
Similar trips. Yvel likes it here. He ran really big first time up here last year. He ran in the Derby well. He ran a brilliant race last time, but again beating Starbright. He wasn't beating quality horses.
But Sansori's beat Starbright last
time. That's what I'm saying. I think both of those, that could be the issue. Prince Bishop ran a great race, and Kieran's such a good jockey. Kieran's, whenever he rides his horse, the horse wins.
Do you remember he stole a race?
Yeah,
didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and he picked him up around the corner
and nicked it. And he gets on with this horse. I think, if I'm correct, the last 3 times Prince Bishop has won, has been with Mr. Fallon on board. I'm just going to check that. He won last time with Mr. Fallon. 2 races back at Kempton, a certain Mr. Fallon on board. And the last time he won before, Mr. Dettori. So I was wrong. But Fallon gets on. He's 2 for 2 on the horse.
Yeah.
You can't write him off. Who do you fancy? Horses.
I think you've got a good case for all them horses in this race. This is a fine Mactoon Challenge race, round 3. But I'm going to go for the informed guys. I'm going to Ireland again.
To be sure.
I'm going Elevale. I was pretty impressed with the way he won that over the trip. He just screamed out, "I love this trip" to me. I was talking to Dave, and he really feels if he could win today, he might get an invite on the big day.
Well, of course you've got. If you win the Super Saturday, you've got to invite you.
And so I said, he said, "Well, we're definitely going for it." Yeah.
I mean, my thoughts on this is, if you finish in the first 3 on Super Saturday, you should automatically get. It's a semi-final. Well, you should automatically get.
A lot of horses are dropping out. So Mucho Man or whatever.
But you've also got to look at. Sorry, if he was to finish ahead of Prince Bishop, ahead of Side Glance, ahead of African Story, they either have to Joshua Tree, they either have to rate him higher than that or drop the others.
Oh no,
because they're off level weight.
This is a big chance.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to waste this chance. I think I'm going to give them a bit of support by picking Alabal to really go forward. And I think. Again, Fergal Lynch's and Dave Monet the team up really well this year.
What I will say about the last race that Elabel won, it was a really, really shockingly slow first 800.
It's the way he did it. I mean,
the horse won well. The horse won well. I've got nothing against the horse, but the pace was really slow. This is why I've stuck with Cato Mountain. The pace was really, really slow. You'd got a situation where you've got a horse running so far wider than everything else, thinking the jockey just thought he had, using Jason Ford's words, he thinks he had Pegasus underneath him. I'm going to stick with Cattle Mountain.
You know what? You remember you said cutting back in distance, and I think now looking at it, that 2,200 is what he seems to run massively over. I think that was a good point you had.
No, I still stick with that, but I think he was beaten that time for two reasons. The pace was awful.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
And the jockey decided to go 5 wide out the back.
Well, wasn't that the difference between him and your man on Ellerville,
who went up the rail,
just sat behind and by this time
and went through the gap.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm going to give Cattle only purely because you look at it. There's going to be a lot of pace.
You can't run round the torpedo track wide.
No,
because the camp is on each end of the track
and pulls you in.
But that pulls you in, but it also unbalances your horse, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pace in this race.
Yeah,
it's going to be a fast run race. It could suit the Cattle Mountain. After Cattle Mountain's first run, I'm again with my notes.
No, if he got that form back with his first run, then
he'll be close.
You wouldn't be surprised with him winning easy.
Yeah, so I'm going to give him one more chance, Cattle Mountain, and I can't argue with your choice. And for Dave, my name, it'd be great if you.
Well, I'd like to see Cattle Mountain bounce back because I thought he was a pretty good World Cup horse.
Yeah, so Ellerville for you, Cattle Mountain for me. One race to go.